Welcome to Crosstalk Solutions. My name's Chris, and today we're going to be taking a look at the UAP-AC-HD from Ubiquiti Networks. This is the Big Daddy access point. I have never had my hands on one of these before, and I'm pretty excited to get it torn open. I'm not really going to be able to test it because the point of having this device is that it is available for very dense environments. So there's a lot of technology in here for stadiums and churches and outdoor areas where you're going to have many hundreds of people connecting simultaneously. So let's pop it open. First though, let's look at the box here. So what advantages does this have over the UAP-AC-Pro, which is sort of the standard access point, at least standard in my opinion, from Ubiquiti? First of all, it's 4x4 multi-user MIMO, as opposed to this one, which is 3x3 standard MIMO or single user MIMO. I'll explain MIMO a little bit in a little bit more detail in just a few minutes here. So put that one aside. This has the 4-stream 802.11 AC Wave 2 technology. This is 802.11 AC Wave 1. The 5 gigahertz band has speeds up to 3.4 gigabits per second. That's actually not accurate. That's per antenna, and there's 2 antennas for 5 gigahertz and 2 antennas for 2.4 gigahertz. And actually, it's funny, I'm looking at the data sheet that I downloaded online versus what's on the box, and it's totally different. This says UAP-AC-HD 2.4 gigahertz radio rate at 800 megabits, and this says 600 megabits, and this says 1733 megabits for the 5 gigahertz, and this says 3.4 gigabits per second for the 5 gigahertz. So that's weird. A little bit of discrepancy from the box to the data sheet. Don't know what the actual deal is, but okay, let's pop this open. All right. So this is going to be quite a bit heftier than the Pro version. What comes in the box besides the access point? A metal wall mount plate. You've got a 48 volt adapter, so this device is 802.3 AT, power over Ethernet. This one is 802.3 AF or AT. Looks like you've got a little, this is sort of the rubber weatherproofing thing. And power and some mounting screws. Okay, so here we go. Beautiful. Here you can see it compared to the UAP-AC-Pro. The Pro is a little bit lighter, a little bit smaller, and a little bit thinner. Okay, on the back, if we pop open the back plate here, we've got basically 2 Ethernet ports in there, a secondary and a main, just like the UAP-AC-Pro. The difference in price, MSRP on the HD is $349 US. MSRP on the Pro is $149 US. The UAP-AC-HD is rated for up to 500 users, whereas the UAP-AC-Pro is rated for up to 200 users. That's the theoretical limit. They have recommended user limits online as well. The recommended user limit for the Pro is 70 users. The recommended user limit for the HD is 250 users. So that's kind of where you would want to size it if you were, basically working with, like, if you were putting these into a movie theater, for instance, you would want one in each theater probably, because that would seat, I imagine, about 200 to 300 people in a good sized theater. If you were doing a hotel environment, it's not that dense, so you could probably get away with the AC Pros, right? If you're doing a football stadium, you want to use the AC-HDs. Another place where the AC-HD is really nice is as a mesh uplink, right? So if you are connecting out to any of the larger mesh access points, the 4x4 MIMO, multi-user MIMO in the HD is going to be able to process multiple mesh access points using this guy as a wireless uplink a lot better than the UAP-AC-Pro. Basically a lot more total bandwidth throughput for that type of scenario. Okay, so what exactly is MIMO though, and what's the difference between the Wave 1 MIMO and the Wave 2 MIMO? If you guys can see here, I've got my whiteboard up on the wall now, so I'm going to take advantage of that whiteboard and I'm going to draw out a little bit and explain MIMO as best I can, or at least as best as I understand it. Okay, let's switch over to the whiteboard. Okay, so here we go. What is MIMO? Well, MIMO is multi-in, multi-out. And the UAP-AC-Pro uses single-user MIMO, and that is 802.11ac Wave 1. Okay, so what does that mean exactly, and what is MIMO? This is single-user MIMO, multi-in, multi-out. Okay, so the way that I like to think of it is essentially as a freeway or a highway, right? Where you've got multiple different lanes. So if it's a 3x3 MIMO, you have 3 available lanes of traffic. Now, different devices, such as a laptop or a cell phone, right, are going to be able to utilize different amounts of lanes. So you might have a laptop that can use up all 3 lanes. And if that's the case, then you get the full bandwidth available by a UAP-AC-Pro. Or you might have a telephone or an iPhone or something that can only use one of the lanes, right? So think of it as cars driving down the road. Some cars are wider than other cars. Some cars have a 1x1 antenna, 2x2, or 3x3. Now, with single user MIMO, that's 802.11ac Wave 1, no matter how many antennas or how many, if you're 3x3 or 1x1, whatever, you can still only process one at a time. Okay? So my iPhone goes down the road first. It gets its bandwidth. Then my 3x3 laptop goes down the road and it gets its bandwidth. Okay, so the difference then, let's look at 802.11ac Wave 2. Okay, so Wave 2 introduced mu-mimo, multi-user, multi-in, multi-out. What that means is, for instance, the UAP-AC-HD adds an extra lane, right? So now we've got essentially a 4-lane highway here, and your devices can be on it simultaneously. So you can have 4 iPhones or anything that's a 1x1 all sending data simultaneously. You could have 2 2x2s. You could have 1 4x4, such as a wireless uplink perhaps to another UAP-AC-HD, or any combination thereof, right? So you could have a 2x2 with a 1 and a 1, all utilizing bandwidth simultaneously. So that is Wave 2, and that's the advantage, and that's why the UAP-AC-HD is useful for very dense environments, because it can be processing multiple bandwidth streams simultaneously. Okay, I hope that makes sense. If you guys have a better way of explaining this, make sure you put that down in the comments, and let's go ahead and get my UAP-AC-HD adopted to the UniFi controller. Okay, so here we go. I have the UAP-AC-HD plugged into my UniFi switch 850 watt. It's been powered up, and you can't see it, but there is a white ring or a white LED lit up in the center of this thing. Switching over to my desktop, we have the UniFi device discovery tool up and running, and we can see that this device was found on 192.168.200.185. I'm going to try to set inform right here, but I've had problems doing the set inform out to my Amazon hosted controller in the past, so I'm not sure if it's going to work or not. And as a matter of fact, it's not even letting me click on action. Status unknown. All right, I'm just going to SSH to it then, and we will do the set inform command manually. 192.168.200.185. And we're going to log in with the defaults, which are UBNT and UBNT. And set inform http:// FQDN or IP of your UniFi controller :8080/inform. And you actually want to run it twice. Okay, so let's go back to UniFi and see if the device pops in here. And there it is. So if we click here, we're going to say adopt. and that should adopt. It might go into that disconnected state where I'll have to run the set inform command again. We'll see if that actually happens. Okay, so while it's adopting, I gave it a friendly name, just called it UAP-AC-HD, and also just so that you guys know, the UniFi version that I'm running is 5.4.14. I don't recall if that's the latest version of UniFi or not. Let me look that up. Okay, so it's actually not. The most recent version, the most recent stable version is actually 5.4.16. I'm on 5.4.14, so I tend to stay a version or two back just because I don't like to be on the bleeding edge with my UniFi controller because I have a lot of live clients on there that I don't want to accidentally mess up somehow. Okay, so here we go. UAP-AC-HD has been connected. Okay, there doesn't seem to be anything that makes this device look any differently than any of the other devices that I've seen. Yeah, this looks exactly the same as any other access point in UniFi. Let's take a look at the power draw, though. I just want to see the differences here. Okay, so it does pull a significant amount of power. Look at that, 6.61 watts when idle. It's not very warm. Yeah, it's definitely keeping cool, but 6.61 watts when idle. Okay, well, I'm just going to run the upgrade on the access point, and that's really all there is to the UAP-AC-HD. Like I said, normally I like to test these things, but really there's no use testing this. I don't have the equipment to properly test it. You really need, the advantage of the UAP-AC-HD is that you're putting it into a very dense environment. So if I had the ability to test with a couple hundred endpoints or endpoints worth of traffic being generated simultaneously, that would be wonderful. I don't have that capability though, so one endpoint connecting through to another, I just expect that I would get the maximum speed of the device, probably not even the maximum speed of the access point. So I won't bother with that. If there are any questions that you guys have about the UniFi access points, about MU-mimo, about which device to use where, certainly make sure you put that in the comments below and we will do our best to get those answered for you. And if you are looking to purchase any of these access points, check the description down below. I have Amazon affiliate links to all of these devices listed down below. And if you click on that link, it doesn't change your price at all, but it gets us a couple bucks for the referral if you purchase something from Amazon. And certainly we appreciate that. So thank you very much. My name's Chris with Crosstalk Solutions. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more videos like this, please click subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.